Alright, so I'm trying to spread awareness about some of these con YouTubers. Here is an example.
The spoon is so long she can't bring it to her mouth. The rule is simple. Take even one sip and you go to heaven. Fail and you stay in hell. Hunger makes everyone restless. Suddenly a man bumps into her spoon. She almost falls into a deep pit, but somehow saves herself using the same long spoon. In the chaos, she collides with an old man, and soup spills onto an already angry man. Furious, he snaps the old man's spoon. The old man is heartbroken. The woman tries to feed him with her own spoon, but it's too heavy and her hand starts shaking. Seeing this, others begin to extend their spoons. One by one, people step in to help. Finally, the old man manages to take a sip of soup. Slowly, his face starts becoming younger. That's when everyone understands the truth. They can't feed themselves, but they can feed each other. So they begin sharing the soup. It was a test all along. The only way to reach heaven was to help one another. If you love your mother...
You see, this is the part where you are tricked. You see, these guys just don't get to control our relationships. And it's just not fitting to me. I mean, even though they're iPad kids, they don't deserve to be tricked into liking or subscribing or commenting. You just shouldn't be tricked into this. Even if you are an iPad kid, you just don't deserve to be tricked like this. This is an example of the trickery I'm talking about. This is just an example. This is an example of this content I'm talking about. Like, seriously, it's kind of just a con. I mean, they're getting you to like and subscribe. That only gives them more revenue. I mean, they're really just being a little greedy. I mean, when you subscribe, they get more revenue on YouTube. I mean, they're just being greedy and trying to farm likes and subscribers. I'm here to spread awareness about this stuff. It's like a con, big scam. This is exactly the con content I'm talking about. I can give you another example.
This is how this family's house slowly changed over 20 years. In 2005, it was full of life, with a bright garden, a table crowded with guests, and children's laughter. By 2010, the owner had grandkids, and he often played with the kids outside in the yard. In 2015, the grandkids moved with their parents while leaving grandparents alone. And by 2020, the grandmother passed away, leaving grandfather completely alone. And now, 5 years later, you won't recognize this house anymore. But before that, if you love your phone more than your dad, ignore...
Like, this is another example of these con YouTubers. They're trying to farm likes, subscribes, comments. We should all just comment con instead. They're just trying to really farm likes and subscribes. Look, I know these guys might be iPad kids, but they don't deserve or get to be tricked like this into liking and subscribing. Like, this is not acceptable. This is farming likes and subscribers. This is just not acceptable to trick little kids, like especially iPad ones, into liking and subscribing. It's just not fair. It's just not fair for people. I mean, just stop this con already. We all know what you're up to. Just stop this already. We all know what you are up to. I'll try and find more shorts like this. And I can give you more examples on this con stuff. I'll give you more examples on these con... Oh, no, that's the wrong playlist. I meant to check for these I meant to scan for any of these con YouTubers. You see, this is the problem. There's a lot of these con YouTubers I've been seeing. There's all these con YouTubers. I mean, it's just not fair. Even if you are an iPad kid, you don't have to be tricked into doing this. I mean, you just don't get to be tricked like
This woman
this.
tries to drink soup. Make it a habit. What if
I'm just gonna find another con YouTuber
Mother,
like
the burning
this.
These are foods that were. McDonald's sells the App Store. This is not checked. This is a strange world where women don't have to give birth to become mothers. If someone wants a child, all they need to do is. This is a strange world where women don't have to give birth to become mothers. If someone wants a child,
Let's see
all
if
they need
this
to
is
do
another
hold onto a
con
thread, and it
YouTuber.
guides them
I'm
directly
going to
a sweet
inspect
little
this
baby. Every
video
day,
to
millions
see
of
if this
people
is
reach out
another
for these
con
threads,
YouTuber.
hoping to become a parent. One day, a woman happens to get a red thread in her hand. Following it, she arrives at a baby, but when she tries to pick the baby up, the baby turns its face away. Noticing this, the woman gently takes out a blanket and wraps the baby in it, giving warmth and
I don't
comfort.
want to hear about
Slowly,
hackers.
the baby relaxes and
What's the
falls asleep
relaxing?
peacefully. After some time,
Fine.
when the baby wakes up, the woman feeds it and lovingly lifts
Love
it into
you.
her arms. This time, the baby accepts her happily as its mother. At that very moment, the red thread appears again, symbolizing the unbreakable bond
Tomorrow we
between a
go to
mother
the
and her
apartment for
daughter. As time
Valentine's.
goes by, the little girl learns how to walk. Years later, when she starts going out to play with her friends, her mother continues to hold on to the thread, worried about her safety. But eventually,
Sorry,
when the
that
girl
was
grows up,
me,
her mother
Ma.
finally lets go of the thread, allowing her to step into the world and live her life on her own. If your mother truly matters to you, don't ignore this. Like this
See,
video,
this is another
subscribe to
con YouTuber trick. This is another con YouTuber trick. That was just me, Ma, talking in the background. I am sorry for that distribution. I am pretty sorry for that. I think that was me, Ma, again. I'm not sure. But this is another example of a con YouTuber. Of the con YouTubers I'm talking about. Like, even if you're an iPad kid, you don't get to be tricked like this into getting tricked like this into liking and subscribing. I never like and subscribe because I know these are just con YouTubers trying to farm likes and subscribers. Share this video. I want you to share this video to not to be one of those guys, not to be one of these con YouTubers. Of course, I will never be one. But to spread awareness about these con YouTubers who want to farm likes, subscribers, views.
If someone says you smell bad and a student made a girl cry.
This Karen said she was going to sue the biker, and her dad was very rich.
Well, whose dog is that?
If your dad's name starts with any letter from A to
Let's
Z, you're out.
inspect. No, I don't think this
What
one
if
would be a
Socrates woke
con
up today?
YouTuber again.
Have you ever wondered what happens to the ice after a hockey season ends? Because all the
Don't think
Everyone
this
has
one
it.
is a
If you
con
touch something in your
YouTuber.
Two brothers wanted to become artists.
I know
but their
this guy
parents
isn't
were
a
too-
con YouTuber. I've been
Two
watching
brothers wanted to
some
become
of his
artists, but
videos.
their
I know
parents
he's not a con YouTuber. Not sure this is gonna be a con one. I'm not sure.
What if Albert Einstein woke up?
I know these. They're from a GPT and ChatGPT. They wouldn't be. So these guys wouldn't be con YouTubers.
If the glass breaks while bathing in an infinity pool, many people could lose their
I don't
lives
know.
because when the glass breaks,
Why don't goalkeepers wear super sticky gloves? You might think FIFA banned them.
but you'd be totally wrong. Back in the day, keepers used normal gloves, and controlling the ball was a nightmare.
I'm going
Shots
to
moved
right now
unpredictably,
inspect
especially in the rain,
this.
and even simple catches slipped through their fingers. That's when glove technology changed. Modern goalkeeper gloves use special latex palms that increase friction between the hand and the ball, giving keepers a stronger grip and better control. However, despite it being totally legal, goalkeepers don't use glue to improve their grip because it isn't necessary. Why don't goalkeepers wear super sticky?
Alright, this is not a
This
con
AI soldier
YouTuber.
was ordered to open fire on a target. But
I
the
don't
target
think
turns out
this
to be a
is
curious
one.
Bro, I'm convinced the kids at my school have literally forgotten how to speak normal English. It will
No,
literally be 8
no,
a.m.
I
on
know
Monday.
these,
I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, trying not to pass out in class, and the
these
kid sitting right next to me
Roblox
just taps my shoulder and
renters
goes,
are just not con,
I look at him
are
like,
just
dude,
not
what?
those
6'7",
con
you know?
YouTubers.
6'7"?
You've seen
Bro, the sun barely came up and I
examples
haven't
of
even had
them
breakfast
I've
yet. Why are
showed
you
you.
screaming brain rot
This
in my
is
ear?
definitely not you. This will definitely
Bro,
not
I'm convinced the
used
kids at my school have literally
to be an
forgotten how to speak normal
example
English. It
for
will literally be
these
8
con
a.m. on a
YouTubers
Monday.
I'm
I'm running on
talking
3 hours
about.
of sleep, trying
This
not to pass
video
out in class, and the kid
is
sitting right next to me just
not
taps my
going
shoulder
to
and
be
goes,
an example. There's
I
no
look at him like, dude, what? 6'7", you know? 6'7".
like
Bro, the sun
if
barely
you
came
love
up and
your
I haven't even
mother
had breakfast
part.
yet.
So obviously
Bro, I'm convinced the
he is
kids at my
not a
school have
con YouTuber. Or she.
Bro,
If you're served lobster in the military, be careful. It sounds like a luxury, but for many soldiers, it's
I'll be
terrifying. Some say
inspecting
that
this
when
one.
lobster appears on their plate, they feel a knot in their stomach. Because in several military bases, lobster is served before something serious happens. Often it's linked to a final dinner before a combat deployment. Would this scare you? If you're served lobster...
Not a con. I don't. Alright, I know this isn't a con anyway. No, I know these mapper guys aren't con YouTubers either. They're not con YouTubers, obviously. They have no, like if you love your mother part, then they're not the con YouTubers I'm talking about anyway. Not sure this is one. We need to, like...
no way. You know the equal sign. Yeah, that thing exists because one math guy got lazy. Back in the day, people literally wrote is equal to every single time. Robert Record was like, I'm not doing all that. So in 1557, he drew 2 straight lines and said, they're the same length. Boom, equal. And that's it. Modern math runs on pure laziness. Honestly, respect. Ain't no way. You know the
Yeah, I
equal
know
sign.
this
Yeah,
isn't a con YouTuber either at what I'm talking about.
As a kid, your brain is constantly experiencing new
Now,
things.
Zacty
Your
Films
first
would
time
never
eating
do
a
that.
lemon,
I've been
your first
watching
time
his
riding a
shorts.
bike, or your
I know
first
he would
time
never
eating a
be one of
prize.
those
And some
con
say this is
YouTubers
why
I'm
time
talking
feels
about.
slower,
I don't think
because
he
there's
would
so
do
much
that
new
in his
information to
life.
process. But as you get older, when this YouTuber compared old-fashioned tools with modern ones, everyone was shocked. He placed a hammer from the year 2001 from the 1900s under a hydraulic press one by
I'm
one.
going
The
to
hammer
check
from the
this.
2000s
Subtitles
shattered after
will
withstanding
make
80
me a
tons of
little bit
pressure.
suspicious.
However, the 19th century hammer began to stall the machine as it reached 50 tons. When the pressure was increased to 100 tons, the hydraulic machine itself jammed. This is because in the old days, pure iron was used with very little mixture of other materials. That is why they were much tougher than today's tool. When this YouTuber
Alright, not a
compared-
con YouTuber.
Never resign.
I don't know.
Cristiano Ronaldo Jr.
No, this
Never
guy's not a con
resign.
YouTuber.
Cristiano Ronaldo Jr.
Don't
has
think
grown-
so. This guy's a con
Cristiano
YouTuber either. No, that's an ad. No, I don't think. If there's no subtitles or no talking, just these texts here, then there is no con of what I'm talking about
These
here.
are some incredible photos that you should see at least once. First, this is the eye of an electrician who accidentally touched a naked 14,000 volt wire. Because of the electric shock, a unique pattern formed inside his eye. Next, the skeleton on the left is a human skeleton, and the one on the right belongs to a gorilla, which is a distant relative of humans. When you look at them closely, the gorilla's skeleton looks very similar to a human skeleton. These are some incredible photos that you
Not a
should see.
con YouTuber.
Did you know Germany had a secret plan to invade Asia? So after Germany invaded the
No, I
USSR,
know.
it was also fighting
I have
Germany
been
proposed this
watching.
deadly plan called Plan Orient.
I did
According
watch
to
some
it,
of
German
his
troops from the
shorts.
Caucasus,
He
Bulgaria, and
is
North
not
Africa
one of
would
those
attack
con
the Middle East, while the
YouTubers
Japanese would
I'm
attack
talking
British
about.
India, allowing both armies to meet at the
Why were soldiers so scared of this tiny bomb? This is the
He was hung
That
over.
is an ad.
He was hung over. He
was hung over on the floor, but suddenly woke up to a call from the president because he was an FBI agent and there was a crazy thief on the loose. So he stepped outside and got in his car with a genius idea. He placed a propane tank on the highway and waited until he saw the thief coming to execute his plan. So he reversed back, then sped forward and hopped out the car, hoping it worked. He was hung over on the floor, but
Now, if there's no subtitles or no talking, I know this guy is not one of those con YouTubers I'm talking about. No, these guys are not.
What happens if a recruit cries in boot camp? Everyone knows a Marine Corps boot camp is the second hardest branch in the U.S. military.
Alright,
and
I'm
this is
going
exactly
to
why. When new
inspect
recruit James
this
first stepped onto the yellow
video.
footprints, he was confident. Back home, he was stronger and fitter than most. He thought boot camp would be easy, but because he was stronger, he quickly stood out among the recruits. And this is when things started to go bad. The drill instructors targeted him, making every mistake his fault. One day, instead of punishing him, they punished his whole platoon. Push-ups, sit-ups, running back and forth, non-stop. James stood and watched as his platoon struggled, some barely able to move, chanting, "Thank you, James. Thank you, James," with every rep. That's what broke him. James eventually cried. His drill instructor noticed, and for the first time, the DI walked up calm, almost like a friend. James explained everything that had pushed him to tears. That's when his drill instructor leaned closer and said, "I don't care. Drop down and give me 50. What happens if a recruit cries in boot camp? Everyone knows a Marine Corps boot camp is the second hardest branch in the U.S. military.
This is an ad. Not on YouTuber
This guy might have
either.
the saddest job in America because his
Now, I
job is
know
to cook final meals for prisoners that won't be alive tomorrow.
are
Because when they're
not
scheduled for their final day, they're given a piece of paper to
those
write down
con
anything they want for their
YouTuber
last
types
meal on the planet. And when Brian takes these
I'm
requests, he goes to
talking
the store to
about.
handpick the freshest groceries.
This teacher went crazy when her class was using way too much ChatGPT. This teacher went crazy when her class was
Alright,
using
not a
way
con YouTuber. Not a con YouTuber either. That is an ad.
This is why you should never laugh at others' mistakes. Because when she saw a kid getting chased by a dog on the street, she laughed a little too hard, which turned out to be her worst mistake ever. Because her jaw got stuck in this position and wouldn't go back to normal, no matter how much she tried to close her mouth. But when she went to the hospital, something crazy happened. Because after taking x-rays of her jaw, she was taken to the operation room, where the doctor suspected the reason for the stuck jaw was something completely different. Because the question he asked her was so wild that it made her laugh more, but this time out of total embarrassment. This is why you should never laugh at others' mistakes. People say you can cut through prison bars using nothing but dental floss, but is it
Alright,
possible
these
to
guys
test the myth?
are
A kid tried it in a
not
real
con
prison cell using
YouTubers.
only floss and toothpaste. They started
I
rubbing
know
the metal
this
bars
is my
by
con
hand.
YouTuber guy. I just know by the video. Alright, this guy is not a con YouTuber that I'm talking about. No, not a con YouTuber that I'm talking about now.
What is the real name of this country? Because nobody in Europe
I know this isn't a con video.
Oh, you can't lose weight. This bed can increase the days of your life because when an earthquake comes, the sensors installed in this bed get activated.
Alright. At the start of the video, I'd already know that this guy is not a con YouTuber.
When you hiccup, the muscle below your lungs suddenly contracts. This spasm forces it.
Alright, I am immediately inspecting this.
So when the air is traveling down your throat,
Leave a like and comment. Well, not exactly the con YouTuber that I'm talking about, but it is a bit conny.
What would you do? At first, you
But this video is a tiny bit Connie. It says to like and subscribe,
which makes your lungs take
which
like and comment. So when the air is traveling down your throat, it's abruptly stopped by your
let me listen more closely.
is what makes the hic sound. When you hiccup, the muscle below your lungs suddenly contracts. This spasm forces a downward motion, which makes your lungs take in a quick breath. But if you can breathe, like, and comment, so when the air is traveling down your throat,
Alright,
If everyone turned
not
into
really,
their-
Connie.
If everyone turned into their Roblox avatar, what would you do? At first, you might think, wow, this is actually pretty sick. I mean, everyone turning into something they like would obviously be fire, right? Well, no. Because the first thing that's going to happen is half of the population turning into bacon hair. Because obviously, not everyone plays Roblox. And the first avatar you get when you create an account is the bacon hair. So now the problem would be how you separate people you know from people you don't know. Because they would all look the same. Aside from that, people who actually play Roblox might look fabulous, like me.
Alright, so this guy is not a Connie YouTuber.
Everybody hates this guy for pushing down this rock.
Well, what
At
I'm
first, it
talking
looked
about.
harmless as he and his friend were just
I
trying
am
to
inspecting
feed on a
this.
crowbar. They push it a bit and nothing happens, so they push it again to break the rock loose. But what happens next is why they instantly regretted it.
The
Everybody
guy
hates this guy for pushing down this rock. At first, it looked harmless as he and
the
his
guy
friend
who
were just
pushed
trying
the
to put
rock
their feet on a crowbar. They
now
pushed it
just
a bit and
created
nothing
a
happened, so
mini
they pushed it again to break the rock
avalanche
loose. But what happens next is why
that
they
cannot
instantly regret it.
possibly get anybody.
Chocolate was once used as survival food in the Second World War because in 1943, the U.S. Army went to Hershey with a weird
Alright,
request.
I
They
don't
wanted a
think
chocolate
this
bar
would
that could
be
survive
a
almost
con
anything.
video.
Extreme.
Well, what I'm talking about anyways. No, not. I know this is not gonna be a con
See this
video.
painful moment when this young kid is forced to testify against his mom in court.
What did she do?
Killing my sister.
How is she doing that, AJ?
Putting her hand in my face.
Where is your mom?
Jail.
Woman sitting right there between them. You ever seen her before?
I am inspecting this.
Hey, Jake.
So,
See this painful moment when this young kid is forced to testify against his
Alright,
mom in court.
this is not the con video I'm talking about. Free to go.
Creekcraft just heard a kid lose his dad live on stream. Because when a kid won Creek's dragon in a duel, his dad stormed in and started screaming at him to
I
get
don't
off.
think
The kid's
this
mic cut off
is going to be
mid-celebration,
a
and Creek
con
had
video.
German
Well,
officer
what I'm
orders
talking
3
about.
beers by raising his thumb and 2 fingers. But he's not thirsty. He's setting a trap. He suspects the man next to him is a spy, but can't prove it. Now, Germans always start counting on their thumb, while most other countries start with the index finger. So when a spy orders his own round of 3, he holds up his index, middle, and ring finger without thinking, which that small habit just cost him his life. German officer orders 3 beers by raising his thumb and 2
Alright,
fingers,
this
but
is
he's
not a
thirsty.
con
He
video.
suspects the man next
What
to him
I'm
is a
talking
spy.
about.
The world in 2050 will be unrecognizable. Smartphones will be replaced by neural implants.
Well, how will you know that, though? How do you know that? How will you know
For this
that?
evolution? Comment yes if you are excited.
Well, how do you know that? How will you know
This was
that?
a house divided right down the middle with a strip of tape. On one side of the tape lived the
I'm
mother and daughter, while the
inspecting
other side
this.
belonged to the father. Crossing that line was strictly forbidden. Whenever the father accidentally stepped on the tape, the mother would explode in anger. She would push him hard until he fell. He would quickly get up and try to explain it was just a mistake, but before he could finish, she would push him again, making his lunchbox scatter across the floor. Out of control, she started throwing anything she could find, even the photo frame of their daughter, Emily. Ryan had grown used to these fights. He no longer reacted. Each time, he simply looked away in silence. The mother's obsession went so far that whenever Ryan's foot accidentally touched the tape, she would replace it immediately with a new one. Even if Emily crossed it by mistake, her mother would yell at her too. During meals, the mother and daughter enjoyed delicious home-cooked food, while Ryan had nothing but instant noodles. His eating corner was tiny compared to theirs. Even the staircase had a strip of tape dividing it. After taking a shower, he had to be extra careful not to step on the line. When Ryan returned to his small room, Emily often noticed his slippers touching the tape, so she would quietly place them back behind the line to keep her father from getting into trouble again. The strangest part was that that her mother had forbidden Emily from speaking to her father. If she was caught doing so, she'd get scolded badly. Still, Emily made up her mind. Before turning 18, she would uncover the secret behind that tape. The next morning, after seeing her father leave for work, she ran after him. Only once they were far from home could she finally say hello. That small greeting was something she could only share with him outside the house. After walking for a bit, Emily asked, "Dad, why is there a tape in our home?" Ryan stopped walking and said softly that even he didn't really know. Maybe he once said something that hurt her mother deeply, and ever since then, things had been this way. But he couldn't even remember what he said, and her mother never told him. Looking sad, Ryan turned to leave, but as he waited at a red light, suddenly someone pushed him hard from behind. This was a house divided right down the middle with a strip of tape. On one side of the tape lived the mother and daughter, while the other side
Not a
belonged.
con video. That should be an ad.
My mom just fell for an AI scam. So when my mom started seeing these AI videos of Jesus on Facebook, she was convinced they were real. But today, it went too far when she almost lost her life savings because of it. She's been sending me pictures like this every day. But every time I tell her they're fake, she just tells me I'm a non-believer. So eventually, I just stopped trying at all. But when she got invited to a
Alright,
strange
this
Facebook group
is
chat with
not
one of these AI bots, I knew it was about to take a
con
turn.
video. Not a con video. I know about these kinds of videos. They are not the con video I'm talking about. Not a con video. Alright, that is enough video inspecting. Because I have shown you examples of these con videos. And you should know what to do. Like, you should just comment con on it. Because I've just told you that they are cons. And they're really just trying to farm likes and subscribers. And last time I'm asking you before I end this recording, please share this video. I'm not doing this to be one of those, like, con guys. I'm just doing this so you can spread awareness about these con YouTubers. We need to get them off YouTube for good. We need to get these con YouTubers off YouTube for good. So YouTube, if you are watching this video, please just ban them, I suppose. They are really trying to farm likes and subscribers. Even if you're an iPad kid, you don't get to be tricked like that. You do not get to be tricked like that. You don't get to be, like, tricked for that. I mean, they're literal cons. And fill their comment section with it, I guess. I mean, I'm making this to spread awareness about these guys. I mean, they are con artists. We don't want to spam report them. That's kind of just faking it. I mean, the option to spam report, I don't think should be necessary. We should just put in con artist or con in their comment section. Fill their comment section with those kinds of comments, like con or con artists. We need to let them know that they're just being con artists by doing this stuff. I mean, stop trying to scam. Even though they're iPod kids, they still don't deserve to be tricked like this. I mean, they don't get to be tricked like this. You don't need to get your relations dictated by a YouTube video. You simply don't need this. You simply don't need it. Anyways, that is me out for now. And make sure to just fill their comment section like these con YouTubers that I've been talking about. Just fill their comment section with con artist or con. They are being cons. Anyways, ow! Andy out! Zombie 220 out!